Guys, we're almost to 5K, and I just want to say thank you. We are going to get there by tomorrow is my goal. We are going to get there by tomorrow. But I did want to come on and tell you guys a little bit about our background, my family's background, and my passion behind doing this and helping others and just all the things. So stick with me for just a couple minutes. My husband and I had 2 kids. Audrey's 11 and Fisher is 6. I am also a nurse. I am a nurse care coordinator. I work with medically complex children, and I also have a passion for that, and I will explain that in this video as well. So I've always loved working with children, but when Fisher was born, he got stuck at nobody's fault, but he got stuck and his right lung collapsed because of his shoulder getting stuck for 3 minutes. And he was in the NICU for 10 days. He was intubated with a chest tube, and he had to do multiple days of phototherapy, which is under the light, due to having jaundice and all of the bruising that happened when he was born. Trying to break that down just did not work out for him. When Fisher was about a year old, he started having hypoglycemia. His sugar dropped to 20 randomly. I thought he was having a seizure, and there still is some skepticism that he may have had one. And I rushed him to the emergency room, and he was admitted, and that's kind of spiraled a lot of different things going on. Aside from the other hospitalizations he had for pneumonia and RSV during his first year of life, not only did we find out he had floppy airway, which is called laryngomalacia, we found out from the hypoglycemia and lactic acidosis and out of whack urine acids and organic acid levels that he has a genetic mutation on his ATP6 gene. And that is pointing us in the direction of him having a mitochondrial disease, which can change throughout his whole life symptomatically. Currently, his sugars are better, but we've seen over 33 specialists from Atlanta all the way down to Orlando to get where we're at. And not only have we seen all these specialists, we've also found out he has an immunodeficiency. So every 4 weeks, he gets IVIG 3 hours away, and we travel for that. We travel for all of his specialist appointment. So that's Fisher, and that's just in a very little nutshell. And we're still trying to figure out exactly what mitochondrial disease he has. We just did another genetic swab in May, and we are waiting on those results. So in the midst of all this, when Audrey was about 8 years old, these started at dance. She's a big dancer. Dance is a huge background of mine. Dance is good for my mental health. It's good. Exercise is great. At dance, Audrey started having headaches, and I didn't even think anything of it at first, but then she started having them 3 to 4 times a week, and she was throwing up and getting dizzy and motion sickness, and it all came as she started her adolescence. So we got referred to neurology. We saw neurology, who ordered a brain and spine MRI and found a Chiari-1 malformation about 9 centimeters long, coming from her brain. So essentially what that means is the bottom of her brain is coming out of her skull. And I know it sounds dangerous, but it's more common than you think. It can just cause extremely debilitating symptoms. What you worry about is a syrinx on the spinal cord. And unfortunately, Audrey does have about 3 millimeters of a syrinx if we're measuring it. So she's right on the cusp of needing a decompression surgery where they would go into her skull and break a spot out. Essentially, I'm paraphrasing everything. I am a nurse, y'all, not a doctor. And when I'm in mom mode, I am nothing but a mom. So we see neurosurgery in Jacksonville yearly for her. Luckily, Fisher's specialist and her specialist are in the same area, so it still is a 3-hour drive for us, but it works out because they both see specialists in the same area. So all that to say, both of my kids have a lot going on, and they're amazing kids, and you wouldn't know what they're going through, but that's kind of the reason behind it. And also the fact that in 2023, my grandmother unexpectedly passed away. She was one of my best friends. We talked every day, and she kept my son and my daughter when we needed the help, because my husband used to work like 80 hours a week and never got days off, and then I was working full time, and so we didn't have that support. You know, my mom could help when she could, my sister, but everyone worked. My grandmother was the only one who didn't work, who could help, because she was retired. When she passed away, my husband stopped his full-time job and kind of does things on the side here and there, or you know, family lawns and such, but that is all he does because I need him home so I can focus on my graduate degree. Oh yeah, I forgot, I'm in grad school. working on my master's in health promotion and wellness, and I work full time, and I'm doing this to provide for my family. But I don't just want to provide for my family. And before you comment something like, oh, your husband doesn't have a full-time job, he absolutely does. He makes sure that our yard's taken care of, the house is clean, the laundry, the cooking, the kids. He does multiple family members' yards. He does side work when he can. So before you're like, well, why didn't he go out and get another job? Because whenever my kids are sick or need something, I don't have to bat an eye. He does it. I take them to their occasional appointments. We travel together for appointments. I'm there when I need to be, but I don't have to be all up in it, and I can focus on building an empire for our family. And that is my dream, and that's why I'm doing this. And if you're still here with me, then I applaud you, and I am so thankful that you can push our story out there. One, because there are so many families struggling right now with just the economy as a whole, not to mention the families with medically complex children traveling to see specialists, figuring out hotels, figuring out this, figuring out bills. It needs to be talked about more, especially in Florida. So I'm just pushing that out there. But if you're ever like, I wonder why Emily is so inundated with this new TikTok stuff and affiliate marketing, because that is going to be the new me, building that empire. And I don't want to just pay bills and live. That's not why I'm getting a master's degree and doing the things I do. I want to thrive and provide my family with nice things, because I have the right to do that, and they all deserve it. So that is why I'm doing what I'm doing. And for those of you that have stuck through this whole video, I really, really sincerely hope you'll repost it, because I want to get this out there. I want to get our story out there and really tell the world what it's like from my point of view and our family's point of view, being a medically complex family in an inflated economy, because it's something that needs to be discussed. For those of you shopping my showcase or sharing my post, it really does mean the world to me and boost my confidence, making me feel like I can succeed at this. So thank you. I love you. And that is my background.